5 things everyone should know about the Necronomicon. The Necronomicon is otherwise known as the Book of the Dead. Originally conceived from the mind of H.P. Lovecraft, this book has been the subject of many otherworldly stories about demonology and magic. There's no doubt that the Necronomicon is capable of some truly terrifying things. In this video, we'll go over 5 things that we think everyone should know about the Necronomicon. We've got a lot to cover, but before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to watch to the end for some bonus content. Alright, let's get started with the video. Origin. H.P. Lovecraft created the Necronomicon as a fictional grimoire, a book of spells. Many of the spells in the Necronomicon pertain to summoning or raising the dead. Lovecraft said that the title of the book came to him in a dream. Lovecraft, as a fan of Gothic horror literature, was likely inspired by some of the moldy, hidden manuscripts that were often present in these sorts of stories. The title of the book actually comes from Greek. It translates from nekros, meaning dead, nomos, meaning law, and eikon, meaning image. Put together, it roughly translates to the image of the law of the dead. Other translations include Book of the Names of the Dead and Knower of the Laws of the Dead. While there's no doubt Lovecraft took inspiration for the Necronomicon from other stories, he claimed that the Necronomicon was his own invention, as he thought that the real books that had a serious take on the dark, the occult, and the supernatural didn't really amount to much, and thought that the Necronomicon would be a more fun way to delve into the dark depths of the occult. What do you think? Is there anything fun about the Necronomicon? Let us know in the comments. Author. While Lovecraft created the stories involving the Necronomicon, it also has an in-story author, Abdul Alhazred. Alhazred was considered to have been half-crazy and worshipped some of the ancient ones in Lovecraft's stories, like Cthulhu and Yog-Sothoth. According to the history of the Necronomicon, a pseudo-history which was published after Lovecraft's death, Alhazred visited all sorts of secret ruins, such as the ruins of Babylon, and wrote a book of what he saw. He titled it Al-Azif, but died shortly after it was written. It was said that he was seized by some invisible monster in broad daylight and devoured in front of several witnesses. It was translated to Greek several decades later, where it gained the title of Necronomicon. As scholars read the book and tried performing some of the rituals in it in the early 11th century, it was banned and burned for being too dangerous. However, a few copies survived. This probably isn't for the best, as according to the history of the Necronomicon, even studying the texts in the Necronomicon can be dangerous. Attempting to master the knowledge and hidden secrets in the grimoire typically results in a horrible death. However, that didn't stop further translations of it into Latin. An English version was never printed, and only fragments of a translation exist. However, it's likely that there are numerous other copies that are hidden in secret. Appearance. The Necronomicon is mentioned in several of H.P. Lovecraft's short stories and novellas. But in spite of this, he never revealed many details of the book regarding its appearance or its contents. There's a couplet that was quoted in a few Lovecraft stories, allegedly from the Necronomicon. It goes, "That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange aeons even death may die." While there are many different depictions of the Necronomicon in pop culture and media, it's likely that the Necronomicon simply looked simple rather than complex. While there were certainly some fanciful black letter editions and translations floating about, many of the copies that remain today are likely leather-bound with metal clasps and few defining features outside of that. The contents of the book are certainly more frightening than its appearance, which may be why the Necronomicon looks so plain. Sometimes the book is hiding under an incorrect label. For instance, in Lovecraft's The Case of Charles Dexter Ward, a character pulls down a book labeled Kanun-i-Islam, but upon opening it, discovers it's actually the Necronomicon. These disguised editions are likely how some copies survived through the years. While there are no true defining features of the Necronomicon, it's likely a fairly large book, sporting well over 700 pages. Necronomicon hoaxes. While Lovecraft insisted that the Necronomicon was fictional and his own idea, that didn't stop plenty of other people who wanted the Necronomicon to be a real book. Eventually, some physical copies of a fraudulent Necronomicon made their way around the world, and there were enough for people to believe the Necronomicon to be a real book. Sometimes people would list fraudulent Necronomicons for sale in newsletters or insert phony library card catalog entries for the grimoire. Some people also believe the Vatican has a copy, and they have gotten a few requests from people wanting to see it. Of course, the Vatican doesn't have a copy, so these requests go largely ignored. One university library in Tromsø, Norway, claims to have a translated version of the Necronomicon, although it is currently listed as unavailable. Some publishers have created editions of the Necronomicon written in fictional languages. In the late 1970s, there was a translation of the real Necronomicon written by someone known only by the pseudonym Simon. Strangely, this book has very little connection to the Lovecraftian version, but was instead based on Sumerian mythology. Known now as the Simon Necronomicon, it's been in print since 1980 and has sold almost 1 million copies to date. Sadly, while the book has little connection to Lovecraft, it was heavily marketed as a Lovecraftian object of horrifying power. So much controversy and misinformation has been spread about the legitimacy of the Necronomicon that some people have written books trying to place the grimoire firmly in the realm of fiction. There's no doubt that the Necronomicon has had a great and powerful hold on people, driving them to curiosity for almost 100 years now. Pop culture. The Necronomicon has been in many pieces of pop culture and fiction. Perhaps most famously, it plays a prominent role in the Evil Dead series. In this portrayal of the Necronomicon, it has inherent magical abilities and is even sentient, even having conversations with some of the characters. It's also got a far more gnarly appearance, made from human flesh with a face on the front, with pages written in blood. In fact, this version has proven to be so popular that other films and TV shows have used this version of the Necronomicon, referred to as the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. The Necronomicon is also sometimes used by other authors as a minor nod to Lovecraft. For example, Stephen King's novel The Eyes of the Dragon features a wizard who owns a massive spellbook written by someone known as Alzhared, who was the original author of the Necronomicon. It also appears in Michael Crichton's Eaters of the Dead. There was even a film anthology of H.P. Lovecraft stories titled Necronomicon that was released on VHS in 1994. What's your favorite depiction of the Necronomicon? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching the video so far. We hope you've enjoyed these facts about the strange and cursed Necronomicon. As a bonus, we've got a passage from the real Necronomicon coming up. Leave a like if you liked the video and subscribe for more content coming up soon. A passage from the Necronomicon. Curious to hear what the Necronomicon might sound like? You're in luck. Here's an official passage from the mind of Lovecraft himself. Nor is it to be thought that man is either the oldest or the last of Earth's masters, or that the common bulk of life and substance walks alone. The old ones were, the old ones are, and the old ones shall be. Not in the spaces we know, but between them they walk serene and primal, undimensioned, and to us unseen. Yog-Sothoth knows the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yog-Sothoth is the key and guardian of the gate. Past, present, future, all are one in Yog-Sothoth. He knows where the old ones broke through of old, and where they shall break through again. He knows where they had trod Earth's fields, and where they still tread them, and why no one can behold them as they tread. By their smell can men sometimes know them near, but of their semblance can no man know, saving only in the features of those they have begotten on mankind. And of those are there many sorts, differing in likeness from man's truest eidolon to that shape without sight or substance, which is them. They walk unseen and foul in lonely places where the words have been spoken and the rites howled through at their seasons. The wind gibbers with their voices, and the earth mutters with their consciousness. They bend the forest and crush the city, yet may not forest or city behold the hand that smites. Kadath in the cold waste hath known them, and what man knows Kadath? The ice desert of the south and the shrunken isles of ocean hold stones whereon their seal is engraven. But who hath seen the deep frozen city or the sealed tower long garlanded with seaweed and barnacles? Great Cthulhu is their cousin, yet can he spy them only dimly. Aya, Shub-Niggurath, as a foulness shall ye know them. Their hand is at your throats, yet ye see them not. And their habitation is even one with your guarded threshold. Yog-Sothoth is the key to the gate, whereby the spheres meet. Man rules now where they ruled once. They shall rule where man rules now. After summer is winter, after winter, summer. They wait, patient and potent, for here shall they reign again. Thanks for watching our video. Looking for more? Check out this playlist. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss more videos by us. We've got 2 more spooky videos like this one coming up soon. Did you learn anything new about the Necronomicon in this video? Tell us what you thought was the most interesting in the comments. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Take care.